This is the Greenup Beacon News Magazine, a presentation of the Greenup Beacon and First and Peoples Bank and Trust. Also brought to you by Stoltz Pharmacy, Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital, Carmen Funeral Home, Meredith Chiropractic Office, and Tanya Pullen, State Representative. Your host today, Brittany Hoback, along with co-host Hank Bond and editor and producer Keith Adkins. This is an exclusive presentation of the Greenup Beacon, greenupbeacon.com, and greenupbeacon2.com. This is the Greenup Beacon News Magazine, a presentation of the Greenup Beacon and First and Peoples Bank and Trust.
I am your host, Brittany Hoback, and today we are here at the Greenup County Board of Education office. We are about to do an interview with the new superintendent, Ms. Sherry Horsley. Today's segment will include interviews with the Russell head coach, TJ Maynard, a segment with Blair and the Kentucky Department of Transportation, and a feature on Maddie Blair Boutique, among others. Please stay tuned, and we'll be right back after a few commercial breaks.
First and Peoples Bank has 6 convenient locations to serve you. From South Shore to the main office, First and Peoples Bank has been serving this area with complete banking services since 1932. Visit the home office near you. First and Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are the home office. Come visit any of our 6 locations.
Have you ever wondered what makes Stoltz Pharmacy different? Going to be their everyday low prices, fast, courteous service, free prescription delivery, free blood pressure checks, or the Tri-State's largest selection of Vera Bradley merchandise and Hallmark cards for every occasion. Friendly pharmacists that are willing to talk with you and answer questions about your medicines. When it comes right down to it, Stoltz Pharmacy is different because they care about you and your family. Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup, Flatwoods, and Wheelersburg. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
We're back, and here we are today at the Greenup County Board of Education, and I want to congratulate you personally on being named the new superintendent for Greenup County.
Thank you.
All right, so this is definitely very exciting because you are a hometown girl and you grew up not too far from here, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. And you also are a graduate of Greenup County High School.
Yes.
And don't you have a daughter or something like that that also is attending Greenup County High School?
She's actually attending in Carter County.
In Carter County, okay. So, but still right around here from the area. All right, so have you actually officially taken over the job?
I have. Started July 1.
July 1st, all right. And so was the transition pretty smooth?
Yes, very smooth. Lots of fine people to work with. Everywhere I turn, there's somebody that I know, somebody that I taught when I taught here previously, somebody that I worked with. So it's just a homecoming.
Oh, well, that makes it very nice.
It does.
It's a lot different when you come in and it's a whole bunch of new faces, and you know, it makes it a little more nerve-wracking, I think.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about your training and your experience within the education system, and sort of how you got from basically the point you were and to the point you are now.
I graduated from Greenup County High School, went to Moorhead College, got a degree in education, a master's in education, rank 1. I have a few degrees. I began my teaching career at McKell Middle in South Shore. Taught middle school science for 9 years.
Nice.
Absolutely loved it. Never really dreamed of going into education, but someone recommended it. I became an assistant principal in Carter County, then became a building principal for 6 years at West Carter Middle, and that was the absolute highlight of my career, and loved that as well. Went on to 3 years administration in the board office in Carter County, where I learned about K through 12 education, not just middle school. And when this position became vacant, I just felt like it was the right fit for me. And every day I'm just happy that I was the one that was selected, and I'm pleased and honored to be here to lead this district.
Well, great. That sounds awesome. So, as I was approached to do this interview about a superintendent, I wasn't really clear exactly what a superintendent does. So can you tell me a little bit about the job responsibilities of a superintendent?
Well, as I said, I began in July 1, and you know, everybody says, what do you do all summer? Thinking that once the kids aren't here, there's nothing to do.
Sure.
The ultimate job of a superintendent is to lead principals, to be the overall leader in the district that guides instruction, management, everything that goes on within the district. I deal with buses a lot. There's just all kind of managerial things that come up, but ultimately you're the instructional leader for the district that guides principals, so they in turn can guide teachers, and in turn the end result increase student achievement.
Sure. So you're basically the point person.
Yes.
The CEO.
As I said, I have to have big shoulders. I'm going to get me some shoulder pads.
Exactly. Got to carry all those people. So you would definitely say that the most important quality or trait of a superintendent would have to be your leadership qualities or your leadership traits to sort of guide and direct everybody along those paths.
And I think not only leadership, but servant leadership. You have to understand that leadership's not a position. And in order to be an effective leader, you have to be able to get people to follow you. So I think culture and knowing that you're there to serve everyone is important.
Sure, and to be a good motivator.
Yes.
Absolutely. So do you feel, obviously you're dealing with faculty and administrators and principals and things like that, but you're also dealing with the students and the parents. Do you feel that parents today are more likely or less likely to be involved in the students and their growth these days?
I think it goes both ways. I think parents are more busy today, with so many things going on. But I also think parents have more avenues to get involved with technology and those other avenues. They can get involved in what's going on with their children.
My kids hate Infinite Campus.
The parent portal. You can check on grades and attendance daily.
They do. They absolutely, especially one of them. He absolutely hates it because we know the grades, and he comes home and we're like, so what did you get on that test today? And he's like, just why are you even torturing me with the question? So do you feel that your past experience as a science teacher, and then of course as a principal, and then your level, as an administrator has sort of given you valuable insight to all the different, levels within the education system that sort of is going to help you oversee, everything within your new job?
I think so, because I think it's hard to lead people if you haven't walked in their shoes.
Absolutely.
So I've been a principal, an assistant principal, a teacher, of course, and then worked at district level where I could learn about K through 12. And I think all that collective experience have prepared me for this position.
Sure. So how many different schools are in your district?
We have 7 schools. We have 4 elementary, 2 middle, and 1 high school.
Okay. And are some schools more challenging to oversee than others, like the elementary school versus the high schools?
I think they all have their own unique challenges and bright spots. I think probably with everything that's going on with assessment today, high school is probably the biggest challenge to make sure, because they're getting closer to that end result of college and career readiness. I've told my teachers, that starts in kindergarten, not high school. Sure. But the end result comes at the high school level. We're really pushed to make sure once they leave us, they're ready for college, career, military, so that they can be productive citizens.
Absolutely. We have 2 that are seniors this year, and it's scary getting ready to turn them loose into college. And I'm not sure that they're quite prepared to pick a major and to decide the next 4 years, and then ultimately their end career, or even after that where they're going to go for the rest of their life, as a job, or it's a daunting task.
It is. Mine's a senior as well. So.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and take a pause here for just a moment and have another commercial break, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
The fine people at Carmen Funeral Home have been working with families in need for over 100 years. Carmen Funeral Home offers compassionate and caring services to those in their time of need, from pre-arrangement to final arrangements, with 2 convenient locations in Flatwoods and Russell. Carmen Funeral Home, putting people first since 1913. At Meredith Chiropractic, you will enjoy state-of-the-art chiropractic facilities and discover the true wellness lifestyle. Dr. Terry Meredith is a member of Great Doctors of Chiropractic and has helped many in the Ashland area experience natural healing without surgery or drugs. If you're looking for a skilled chiropractic doctor, visit meredithchiropractic.com, call 329-8158, or visit Dr. Meredith's office at 2120 Carter Avenue in Ashland.
I'm Bronson Bush, and you're watching the Greenup Beacon Video News Magazine on greenupbeacon.com.
Okay, we're back with the superintendent, Mrs. Sherry Horsley, and we just have a few more questions for you, and then we'll finish up here. So the district has seen some positive growth over the past several years, and education is something where you definitely want to see growth, but obviously there are, I'm sure, areas where there needs to be improvement. So what are some of those areas, and how would you like to face those challenges?
Some of the bright spots that have occurred over the last few years is our science achievement is very high throughout the district, middle, elementary, and so forth. Our college career readiness rate at our high school has increased tremendously in the last few years, which really pleases me as a parent and as a superintendent. A couple of the areas that we really need to work on are our writing achievement and our math scores, and those are pretty much K through 12. So those are going to be two really focus areas we have for this year. We're going to focus on these areas and everything across the district with professional learning, making sure we target individual areas. We're going to be very visible as a district in our school buildings. I've talked to my staffs about the fact that I can't really look at how to support them if I'm not in the buildings to see where we are and where we need to go. So I think with visibility, monitoring, professional learning, we're going to go forth in all areas.
That sounds like a great plan. So as superintendent, what are your goals for the district in 2014 and 2015? Obviously we've discussed some of those, but anything else that you'd like to add onto the visibility and things like that?
I believe that culture is a foundation for school improvement. So I've already put into place and working on some areas to work on culture as a district as a whole. And my main goal is to build the leadership capacity of my principals. If my principals are successful, then I'm going to be successful and our district will be. So my main goal is to be a mentor to our principals to help them move forward.
All right, great. Well, again, congratulations on your being appointed superintendent, and we wish you all the success in the future. And thank you so much for your interview, and we will be back shortly after another commercial.
Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital is among the top 5% of the nation for patient experience. Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital has received the Outstanding Patient Experience Award for 4 consecutive years. To contact the hospital, call the care line at 833-2273. Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital, on a mission for the good health of you and your family. First and Peoples Bank has 6 convenient locations to serve you. From South Shore to the main office, First and Peoples Bank has been serving this area with complete banking services since 1932. Visit the home office near you. First and Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are the home office. Come visit any of our 6 locations.
I'm here with the head coach of the Russell Red Devils, Coach TJ Maynard. Now, Coach, I'm just going to go ahead and get right into this with you because I am super excited about this year's football team. How are our Red Devils doing this year?
We're doing really well. They're working really hard. Obviously, there's a lot of change going on with the new system we run compared to what Coach McClellan ran, and how we just do things in practice. But their effort is there. They're trying to get better. Obviously, we're not there yet. Got a long way to go, but we're getting better each and every day, and that's what all we can ask for as coaches.
Good. Now, this is your first year here. So how has the transition from your old school been so far?
The biggest problem or the hardest thing for me right now is not so much on the field, because and we knew that stuff would take time, and and like I said, kids are working hard. It's all the off the field stuff, trying to get your booster club set up to run the way you want it to run, getting everyone in line with how you're doing, dealing with all the off the field stuff at the practice fields and that type of stuff, and getting equipment ordered. And we started a middle school team, so getting that up and running and getting coaches hired for that, getting equipment ordered for that, all that stuff, honestly, has been tougher than on the field stuff.
Okay. Now, did you bring any coaching staff with you?
No, I did not.
You did not. Okay, so everybody pretty much is the same.
Yes.
Okay, from before. Now, any new coaching tactics that you brought with you? I mean, I'm sure that you have your own coaching style and sort of ways that you handle the program. I know that I've watched several practices, and I know there's a lot of different things going on here that you sort of implemented. Any big changes that you like to do?
Well, obviously going from a run-based offense to a more of a balanced offense is one. Defensively, I don't think we're going from a 5 front to a 4 front, which is a change. But I think another aspect that's different is the 9th graders being included with the high school, and basically we're going to coach all of them. So you'll see on Monday night, you'll see myself, you'll see Coach Morris, Coach Edwards, Coach Evans. Everybody will be coaching all of them, freshmen, JV included. One thing I like to do that is, number one, it helps if I'm there and the other coaches are there, that those younger kids feel important and that we care about them. Plus, for us, we want to make sure that they're getting the things that they need so that when their time comes, they can step in for their role on a high school level on Friday night. Also, it allows us to do other things in terms of with our family. I know Coach Morris and my daughter both would play middle school basketball, so if they got a middle school basketball game, we'll go watch them play. And the other coaches will take the other guys. If they got something, Coach Smith's got a young child. If he's got to go with his young child, we'll be there to cover. So each and every night, all of our coaches will be there unless something family. So it allows, and then I've had success with that, it allows our coaches to spend time with their family because you take so much time away from them anyway. So if we do this, they get to spend time with their family. Plus, our young kids get that instruction and that importance of how their game is important.
Absolutely.
Just like Friday.
And it's great, to grow your program.
Right.
I mean, we've definitely need that because it is important not only to have your seniors there to lead the team, but it's also important to develop your bench.
Yeah, and sometimes I think coaches lose fact of that. They maybe think, and even not just the head coach, other coaches, that JV or freshman might be beneath them.
Sure.
You always see them setting up in the stands. I can't handle that. I got to be there, and I want to coach them. I'm not going to call the plays. I want my other younger coaches. I want them to call the plays to learn, and grow as a coach themselves. But we'll be there to help. I'm going to coach that position, and I'm going to coach my kids.
I think that's excellent. Now, one thing that is definitely important in football is the off season. So what did your boys do during the off season to sort of stay in shape? Did they go to any camps this year?
Once we got here, that was the first thing we wanted to get into was our conditioning program. We take a lot of pride in being in shape, and we take a lot of pride in being physical and being strong. So we wanted to develop the weight room. That's going to help in those areas. Plus, it's going to help kids to stay safe because it's a contact sport. It's a physical sport. So you want to try to prepare your body for that. We also went this summer. We took 55, I believe, to a camp at Eastern, and it was a skills camp for our guys. They did some 7-on-7. The lineman was a full contact camp. So that was one area we hope to kind of get better at, but also we want to use that time for us as coaches, but I guess myself, to get to know the kids a little bit better and plus get a little bit of team bonding.
Sure. Bonding definitely is an issue, I think, with teams. Now, I'm not from the area, so I am a West Virginia girl, and I was fortunate enough in high school to be part of a team that was a state championship team. And I know that you can have off-season work and you can have weight room work and you can run the dog snot out of them in practice and do all that, but team chemistry and team bonding is absolutely critical to success on the field. So what sorts of things are you doing with the team to sort of create that team bonding experience?
Well, one thing you got to address and talk about each and every day about being individually responsible for yourself, for the team. Right? Again, you got to hold yourself responsible, but you also got to hold your teammates responsible. Plus, by just doing some of the things that we do, the team camp, we went to Eastern, the running helps. We're going to do a little thing on Friday here. We're going to go to the bowling alley and then go to Gettyland together. But really, I think the biggest thing we'll do that's going to help team bonding will be our team camp week, where we're going to spend 4 nights in the gym together and practice 3 times a day. So again, that'll help them bond. And also, again, it's just going through the wars together. It helps that. And again, and we always stress to those guys not to be jealous of a guy if he's scoring all the touchdowns, or if his name's in the paper. Again, obviously linemen are kind of used to that because running backs, quarterbacks, they're going to get their name in the paper more. But you can't be selfish and worry about who's scoring touchdowns, making tackles, who's getting mentioned in the paper. When we score, it's not Nick Conley scoring or Bronson Corsept scoring. It's the Red Devils scoring.
The Red Devils are getting the victory.
Yeah, so you got to constantly stress that. And again, sometimes people worry about awards and all that. Again, if you win games, everybody's gonna get recognized.
Absolutely.
And more of your players will get recognized. If you're on a losing team, not many kids get recognized. So we kind of stress that. It's a team thing. We're gonna win together. We're gonna lose together, and support each other each and every day.
Absolutely. In the past, Russell has predominantly been a running team. So this year, are we going to be a running team, or are we going to see some pass action?
We will throw the football. I want to run the ball, number one. Now we're going to do a little bit different than Coach McGrone. We're going to spread you out. We're going to try to spread you out to kind of give us better running lanes, and then how we do it was what the defense does will dictate what we do. If they're going to put more in a box than we can block, we're going to throw the football. If they want to spread them out to cover the pass, we're going to run the football. So we'll try to dictate that based on how they aligned our formations. But we get different formations to try to get certain people out of the box and create mismatches. So again, that's what we'll do. You'll see a lot of times we'll call play, we'll fake the snap count, and then we'll call another play because it gives us time to look and see what they're doing.
All right, great. Now, fortunately, you have a lot of talented returning starters. You've got Bronson Corsept, Landon Arnold, Logan Suman, and you've got some people that are able to throw the ball. Jacob McKee, Bobby May. So that's nice. Again, Nick Conley, able to go out there and make some plays happen, and also you have some talented underclassmen as well with Landon Brewer, Austin Brinkman. So that's really nice to have some underclassmen and some seniors there. Anybody else we need to watch out for this year, you think?
There's a lot of talented guys on here. Jacob Martin's one that's done some nice things. Also, Garen Robinson.
Yes, definitely. I saw him on the 7-on-7 passing tournament. He was making some great catches.
We didn't have a lot of those baseball guys for our spring practice.
Sure.
So all this in the summer is kind of new to us. So we didn't have those guys. Where we kind of found Garen there. At the end of the year, we did some fun things. It's a game called Bama Ball, and every ball went to him, he caught. So he kind of stood up there that he's got an opportunity to play for us, and he's continued to make plays in our 7-on-7.
Yeah, he was a nice target.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely held on the ball, and
his frame helps him to be a nice target. So he's probably about 6'3", 6'4", so you can throw that ball up to him. And,
definitely.
So hopefully he keeps progressing. But right now we're still in the process of we got guys in positions and we're working them in those positions. But it's changed. Just yesterday we moved 2 or 3 guys.
Sure.
And I'm sure after team camp we'll probably move some more. Just because again we've only had a short time with them, and not sure what their strengths are. So we want to put them in a position to be successful. So we don't want to put them in a position where they can't do it or it's not to their strength. So again, you might see some more guys move. But hopefully, our thoughts are we want to play as many kids as we can. But again, that doesn't always happen.
Sure. I definitely have to say that the community is certainly buzzing with excitement. We're really excited with what's going to happen this year. I was at Norman's locker room getting some t-shirts made and Mr. Norman was in the back where they do the screen printing, and he was down in his defensive stance and said, I'm ready to put on a jersey and put on a helmet because they are super excited about this year and just ready to see some great football. So and we're really excited to have you here, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen this year. So thank you so much for the interview, and we wish you all the best of luck this year and, of course, in the upcoming years.
I appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, Coach, so much.
Have you ever wondered what makes Stoltz Pharmacy different? Going to be their everyday low prices, fast, courteous service, free prescription delivery, free blood pressure checks, or the Tri-State's largest selection of Vera Bradley merchandise and Hallmark cards for every occasion. Maybe it's the friendly pharmacists that are willing to talk with you and answer questions about your medicines. When it comes right down to it, Stoltz Pharmacy is different because they care about you and your family. Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup, Flatwoods, and Wheelersburg. More than you expect from a pharmacy.
Today I'm here with my good friend Jessica Renzi at her store, Blair Boutique. We're doing our feature segment on small businesses, and I am thrilled to say, Jessica, you have done a fantastic job with your new store.
Thank you.
Yes, I've been following your Facebook post and sort of following the step-by-step procedure you have done with the new move-in, and it looks fantastic. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Blair? Why is it called Blair?
Okay, well, I named it after my daughter, Madison Blair Renzi, and she loves clothing. She's constantly wanting me to buy her clothes here and there at all these different boutiques, which I was ordering from the internet. So a lot of times things would be sold out before I could even get them, and so I thought, well, I'm going to open my own. There wasn't any place around here that you could get clothing like this for such a good price, so what I did. And initially it was supposed to be a website, and then I changed it to a store because people wanted to come and try things on and see what it looked like on them. And BJ asked me to move here next door to him, and I thought it would be perfect. So we have combined my clothing with his jewelry and accessories, and we have made a go of it.
So I bet a lot of your inventory when it comes in, Maddie steals one of everything.
Yeah, she just sends me a text with a picture of it and says, Mom, bring me this home in this color and this size.
Sure, which works out since she's a teenage girl, you know, which would be really nice. I can imagine when I was a teenager, if my mom had a store, it would have been really would have worked out to have one of every dress, every top, and of course the jewelry is fantastic too, to be a high school girl with her mom at the clothing store.
And BJ made her a deal. If you sell 5 pieces of jewelry, you get one free.
Oh,
so
nice.
when she's here, now that's very rare, but when she's here and people shop, she'll say, do you want a piece of jewelry to go with that? Because she wants her free piece of jewelry.
Sure. So now you have the actual brick and mortar store, and then you also have the website,
Right.
which is
MaddieBlairBoutique.com.
okay. And then people can also find you on Facebook as well.
Yes, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Just look for Maddie Blair Boutique and you'll see me.
Okay. So now you have a wide variety of clothing here. So I mean, I see dresses, which I did have to do a quick wardrobe change when I come here, which was pretty funny. So I went to the rack and picked out a nice dress here. Does this have a specific name?
It's just a maxi dress,
Okay.
and I carry a lot of those. Those are big sellers right now. They're pretty popular with everyone. And I have a bunch of fall stuff that's coming in starting next week. So I'll have maxi dresses with sleeves and leggings and sweaters and tops and all that stuff.
Is there a particular company, or do you have several companies that you order from?
I do have several. There's one website that I shop from, and they have over 200 vendors on
Okay.
the website, so I can just look through their new arrivals every day and see what's coming in that I like, and then I go from there. I have boots coming in.
Oh, nice.
Yes, lots of boots.
Boots are definitely a hot item.
Yeah. Last year I couldn't keep them in. By Christmas time, they were gone. So if you're wanting boots, you need to come in early to get them.
Definitely. I know that your inventory is in and it's out. A lot of your stuff is also on pre-order too, which is a nice option to have. So if you see something on her website that you like, I would definitely advise you to contact Jessica, contact the website, and put your order in because it's in and it's out. You don't have a lot of things on bulk, so you're not going to see yourself in a lot of your items because you don't have mass orders.
Right, and I normally don't reorder. I don't want everyone in town wearing the same thing. So you come in and you see a top that you like, and you say, "Can you do this for me in size whatever?" No, I can't do that because I have to order 6 items at a time. So it's hard for me to just get in a medium for Joe Blow down the street.
Sure. Exactly.
If he has 5 friends, then maybe I can work out a deal. But
yeah, which is nice. Now, what are the hours here at this store?
okay, it's pretty cool because as long as the salon's open, you can shop. But now my set hours are Monday through Friday from 10 to 5.
Okay.
And then Saturday is 10 to 4.
Okay. And the salon being the Identity Salon here in,
Yes.
in Ashland.
If my doors are locked, you can go in through their doors and you can come on over, and those girls are more than happy to help you. They know how to ring stuff up. They know how everything works. So,
Do you have any upcoming specials, any sort of things coming up here in the near future?
we will have a huge open house in November.
Okay, great.
We just had one back in July, but we will do a Christmas open house in November, and it will be tied with identity. So we do discounts, giveaways every 15 minutes,
Oh, wow.
food and drinks, and it's just really good atmosphere. Come here, shop, hang out,
Everybody loves a party.
get your Christmas presents. So
Great, awesome. I know a lot of times with your store, you have a lot of the girls that Madison goes to high school with, and even a lot of the girls here at Identity Salon do photo shoots for the store, which is a really neat feature because everybody likes to see their face, on Facebook or even on the website. So that's really cool. And I know the last time that you had a photo shoot, you sort of advertised through your Facebook page to have girls come in to do that photo shoot. So definitely make sure that you go onto her Facebook page for Maddie Blair Boutique and like her page so that you are included in that photo shoot opportunity so that you can see your face wearing some of the clothes and have that opportunity to do that. So that's
I need as many people as possible. The less outfit changes that the photographer has to wait on, then the better and smoother it goes. So,
Sure. And who is your photographer that does that?
most of the time it's Julie Thacker. If she's available, I'll work out a deal with her. I give her daughter some clothes, give her some clothes, here you go. And she is more than happy to come in. And last time, both of her daughters modeled for me. So it was fun for them and fun for her. And it's good advertisement for everyone involved. So.
Sure, and clothes is always an awesome payment. Yeah, so I'm hoping to walk out today with this dress, which is always a good payment for me. So definitely make sure you visit MaddieBlairBoutique.com, and again, go on to Facebook, Maddie Blair Boutique, to follow all the special deals and giveaways that she has. She always has flash sales and of course, the giveaways, if you share statuses and things like that, you can get in on those awesome deals.
You will enjoy state-of-the-art chiropractic facilities and discover the true wellness lifestyle. Dr. Terry Meredith is a member of Great Doctors of Chiropractic and has helped many in the Ashland area experience natural healing without surgery or drugs. If you're looking for a skilled chiropractic doctor, visit meredithchiropractic.com, call 329-8158, or visit Dr. Meredith's office at 2120 Carter Avenue in Ashland. At Meredith, the fine people at Carmen Funeral Home have been working with families in need for over 100 years. Carmen Funeral Home offers compassionate and caring services to those in their time of need, from pre-arrangement to final arrangements, with 2 convenient locations in Flatwoods and Russell. Carmen Funeral Home, putting people first since 1913.
Since it is back to school time, we're going to go to an interview with my co-host Hank Bond and Alan Blair from the Kentucky Department of Transportation.
We're with Alan Blair, who's a spokesperson and the information officer for the Kentucky Department of Transportation District 9 office, which is located in Flemingsburg. And Alan also spent some time in the media here in Eastern Kentucky. Let's talk a little bit now, though, about back to school and the things that people should look out for and the signs that you post and things of that nature.
Sure. It's that time of year. All the schools are getting back right now, getting started. And we take this time of year to issue a reminder to people that they are back on the road, the school buses, a lot of traffic in terms of dropping off and picking up kids. So, we want people to be well aware that this is the time of year when they're going to see a change. For 2 months, we've kind of been in that window of being free to be on the road, and there's less traffic, and now we're getting into that time period when there is more traffic, more school traffic, a lot more things to watch out for, especially our kids, and we want people to be aware of that and drive safely.
Particularly, though, let's talk about school zones. The speed limit does reduce in speed zones. We have this sign behind us that shows that you're coming up on pedestrian traffic.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those types of signs are put in place at school crossings, in school zones, areas where there is tremendous amount of school traffic. They're there as a reminder to motorists that there are some changes, some traffic changes. That's why you see the color is very visible. In fact, this is a specific color for those school zones, so that when you see it, you know that you're there, and the symbols are the same. We have and then we mark our school zones with these kind of signs all the time. And it is just important for people to remember.
I notice on the AA as you go through Vanceburg, and I'm sure everywhere else, but the AA is so prominent. You do have flashing lights. Short of having a man out there waving your arms, you've done about everything you can to let you know that intersection's coming up.
Well, we have, and especially where schools are near the highway, especially, South Shore, for instance, has several schools right along the highway, right along US 23. So people should be well aware of the traffic congestion in the mornings. But, it's also a safety issue. Like you said, along Vanceburg, along the AA highway, we've put up a lot of warning markers. Flashing beacons. A lot of schools have those on timers so that they're on and off at certain times. And it's our way at engineering a way to promote safety among drivers. Get it in our heads that when you're driving down the highway, a lot of things are in your mind. But we want you to make sure that you remember at this time of year, when we have this change back to that there are kids out there, our children and our school bus drivers, and let me say too about the school bus drivers. Those folks are the very professional drivers that they are, but they need our help to make sure that their children, that their charges on that bus, that they're safe, and they need us to pay attention to them and watch for them, and watch for the warning flashers, obey them. These signs are there to be obeyed, as well as a warning. So you mentioned speed limits, speed limit changes in school zones during certain times of day. That is for a very good reason. We have a lot more traffic. There's the potential for children to be around pedestrians. So we want people to be well aware of that and pay attention to the school bus signage, the stop signs, the paddles that come out to stop traffic in opposing directions. And just make sure that you remember, when you took that driving test, all of those rules are in there. We need to follow them to protect our future generations.
And while you're not in law enforcement, I do want you to help me acknowledge that those signs and those speed limits are very enforceable.
They are very enforceable. Like you said, we are not an enforcement agency, but we call these regulatory signs. That means that there is a state law that regulates the speed limits, school zones, no passing zones, yield signage. All of this is a state law. Signals, traffic signals. So those are all in a state law. Regulatory signage, regulatory measures that we put on the highways to protect people, and they are enforceable. And our law enforcement partners are out there. We just came off of a click it or ticket campaign, which basically increased seatbelt enforcement, which is a law in Kentucky. and we're getting ready to start a campaign on drive sober or get pulled over, which is a DUI enforcement campaign. And our law enforcement partners are out there to work longer hours this time of year to try to protect us from this these kinds of things.
As I said at the beginning, you are the spokesperson for the District 9 office, which does include Greenup County and many counties, road work and cleaning the roads. Alan's the one who sends out the announcements about what roads are clean and what roads are not during snow emergencies. Not everyone sees those, but particularly people who are in my job and those of us who pass that along, we see that regularly from you. So there are projects that are going on. I noticed that the barrels are still up on the end of the AA right after you turn off 23. Let's talk a little bit about, in your mind, let's say from now to the end of the year, what kind of things can be expected, particularly in Greenup County, which is what we're talking about.
Well, you know, in Greenup County right now, we have, as many people have been aware, we have the AA Highway project, which is it's about $3.3 million that has included not only paving the highway, which is pretty well complete now, but also some extra turn lanes up near the Greenup Blocks and Dam, and some widening of that section of highway to accommodate the increased traffic you see, especially for the school, because a lot of the school traffic turns down the side road there. So we have a new turn lane in place there, which I think people this week are probably really enjoying. It's enhanced the access to that area and the traffic flow. So, you know, that was one part of the project. That is actually nearing completion. We have very little traffic impact now, although the work zone on the AA highway from 23 to Route 7 at Beachy is still a 45-mile-an-hour zone. We want people to be aware of that because we have guardrail contractors and other people still working to kind of on the final touch-up of that project. Going forward into the fall, we still have a lot of paving coming. Right now, our highway crews are working on Route 784, which is Lost Creek, and that's in that area of the county. And anybody who lives there knows that. There's some cross drain replacements and some roadside work they're doing, and all of that is to prepare that road to be paved and, you know, resurfaced. Probably near the end of this month, could see some work on that. And then we have some other paving on smaller roads that could be coming this fall. We don't have a complete list yet, but you know, the 784 is one of those. We also have some paving in downtown Ashland on Greenup Avenue that's pending. That should be coming along later this fall. Farther out, you know, a lot of people here travel to I-64. We have several miles, about 6 miles actually, west of Grayson under construction. And as you keep going forward toward Louisville, there quite a bit more construction. You know, and some of that is just starting, some of it's kind of ending. So, but you know, we've had a lot of projects this summer we've done to get out of the way before this, you know, the fall season here when we get school back in session, and you know, everybody's kind of starting to get out of that summer vacation mode. There's a lot more traffic and a lot more commerce, and so during the summer we try to get some of those projects that maybe interrupt traffic more or end up with closures. We try to get those finished. So that's what we've been doing for the last couple of months, and we'll continue to do that. So, you know, just kind of keep watching for those road signs.
Alan, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again as we get closer down to the winter season. So we'll talk a little bit about A, B, and C routes and the way you plow and things like that.
Would love to. We've already been taking salt deliveries, so it is already in our minds. So we would love to be back.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks.
First and Peoples Bank has 6 convenient locations to serve you. From South Shore to the main office, First and Peoples Bank has been serving this area with complete banking services since 1932. Visit the home office near you. First and Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We are the home office. Come visit any of our 6 locations.
Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital is among the top 5% of the nation for patient experience. Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital has received the Outstanding Patient Experience Award for 4 consecutive years. To contact the hospital, call the care line at 833-2273. Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital, on a mission for the good health of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Bronson Bush, and you're watching the Greenup Beacon Video News Magazine on greenupbeacon.com.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon for the Greenup Beacon Video News Magazine. We want to extend a special thank you to our guest this week, Greenup County Superintendent Mrs. Sherry Horsley, Head Coach for Russell Football, TJ Maynard, Alan Blair from the Kentucky Department of Transportation, Jessica Renzi from Maddie Blair Boutique, and of course our producer Keith Adkins and my co-host Hank Bond. Please join us next week when we will be broadcasting from the Raceland-Worthington Independent School District Board of Education. We will be featuring a cooking segment where we'll be doing salsa, and we will be featuring a special entertainment segment and possibly a sports highlight. So please join us next week right here at greenupbeacon.com and greenupbeacon2.com. Thank you for watching and have a great week, everyone. Till next time, I am Brittany Hoback.
Also brought to you by Stoltz Pharmacy, Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital, Carmen Funeral Home, Meredith Chiropractic Office, and Tanya Pullen, State Representative. Your host today, Brittany Hoback, along with co-host Hank Bond and editor and producer Keith Adkins. This is an exclusive presentation of the Greenup Beacon, greenupbeacon.com, and greenupbeacon2.com.